Good Thursday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this second yet full day of autumn, September 24th, 2015, with the daily video forecast discussion. And of course, in and around the New York City metropolitan area today, it's going to be tough goes getting around with the United Nations meeting, Barack Obama, and our Pope Francis all here in the New York City metropolitan area during today. And this morning we generally have clear to partly cloudy skies across the entire New Jersey, New York City forecast area. Temperatures are quite chilly. They range from the mid-40s in the lower Hudson Valley to the upper 50s and around 60 degrees in the New York City metropolitan area. Interior northwestern New Jersey still had some cold spots with clear skies. Temperatures just before sunrise this morning in the chilly upper and mid-40s. We had 41 in Morristown, 43 at Sussex, temperatures 56 in Newark, and 54 degrees in Atlantic City. And the winds are generally calm, and the pressures are steady and rising still, and the skies are generally clear across most of the forecast region this morning. We can see the temperatures this morning bottomed out into the upper and mid-40s across the Poconos and parts of northwestern New Jersey and interior southeastern New York as well. Morning surface chart from weatherowanoak.com and Digital Atmosphere Software continues to show our high-pressure ridge across Ontario and Quebec ridging down across the northern mid-Atlantic. We still have our pesky onshore flow nearly coastal front here offshore the South Carolina coast with some bands of moderate to heavy rain and an upper-level low spinning out off the southeast Atlantic coast here, and this is keeping all of this precipitation, and this is keeping the precipitation to our south and west. And every model run over the next couple of days continues to suggest that the suppression of this will continue. Morning surface satellite here, our visible satellite imagery shows generally clear skies, a few patchy high cirrus clouds across the region, nothing really of importance here, and a dome of dry and sinking air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, all of this being suppressed off the Carolina coast to our south by our high pressure ridge, and there is absolutely no precipitation ongoing here. The nearest precipitation is off the outer banks here of the Carolinas and is spinning onshore and will remain out of our area for today, tonight, tomorrow, and most of the weekend too. Surf zone forecast for the ocean beaches of New York City and Long Island. There still is a moderate risk of rip currents today right through this evening. Lightning threat none. Surf height 2 to 4 feet. Ultraviolet index is high. Temperatures in the water are around the lower 70s. Air temperatures are in the mid 70s. Sunny skies today. The light northeast winds at around 10. And the next high tide at Rockaway Inlet will be at 5:07 this evening. For the New Jersey and Delaware beaches, high rip current risk in effect through this evening. Today, basically sunny. Temperatures in the mid-70s, northeast winds at 10 to 15, seas around 4 feet. Surf temperature 70, ultraviolet index is high at 6. Moderate risk of rip currents today, or a high risk of rip currents today. Do be careful out there. There are no lifeguards any longer. Lightning threat none. The next high tide at Belmar will be at 4:37 this afternoon. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We talked about the rip current risk here along the New Jersey facing beaches, also the western Long Island Sound, New York City area beaches for today. On the coastal waters, we have small craft advisories, and these small craft advisories remain in effect until 6 p.m. tonight for northeast winds at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 30 knots, and seas averaging 5 to 8 feet. No flight delays this morning at any of our metropolitan airports. That's good news, and the weather is good too for pilots. VFR conditions should continue through the period. Few, if any, clouds are expected through today. There could be some high cirrus clouds from time to time later tonight and tomorrow. Basically, we're looking at a few gusts near 20 miles an hour, especially around Atlantic City later this afternoon or later this morning, and everywhere else 15 knots or less. Friday through Sunday, mainly VFR expected, and VFR possible in any showers south of Philadelphia, south and east as the low off the Carolina coast pushes begrudgingly northward. Northeast winds at around 10 to 15, gust up to 15 or 25 knots further south you go. And on Saturday and Sunday they may gust to near 30, mainly from Atlantic City and possibly Millville and Point South. Monday, mainly VFR conditions expected and VFR conditions possible in showers across the terminals. East winds at 10 knots or less with gust 15 to 20 knots near Atlantic City. Right now outside of Newark, it's beautiful. It's 56 degrees, dew point 47, humidity 72%. Just a few clouds at 25,000, and the wind is out of the north at 8. VFR conditions in place, just gorgeous. Philadelphia is also looking good this morning, 58 degrees, dew point 50, humidity 75%. A few clouds at around 20 or 25,000, otherwise it's gorgeous out there, and basically VFR conditions in place. Pollen forecast right through Monday will be on the low side as ragweed, chenopod's, and grasses continue to die off. The ultraviolet index will continue to be on the medium side through the weekend. And as we're heading into the fall season, we generally take a look at the foliage reports, the latest one coming in from the Foliage Network here for September 21st. These are done every couple of days. The next one should be today or tomorrow as we head into the weekend. Really no change yet, and our region continues to show a slower fall leafage color change and also leaf drop due to the current dry conditions that have been in place. And into the tropics we go. We still have this area here off the, well, around the Cuba here and the coastal islands here around Central and South America here associated with a trough low pressure system not going to produce much in the way of severe weather at all. And it looks like there's just about a 20% chance of this moving or becoming anything named. We still have our upper level low and trough access here with the frontal boundary off the Carolina coast, which is producing some rain around the coastal regions here off the Carolinas. And of course we still have Tropical Storm Ida, which is moving slowly eastward. This morning it still has maximum winds of around 40 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 29.68 inches. We can see it's going to continue to move very, very slowly over the next several days and will not impact any land air or land masses. And how dry we are and how dry we will be. We're about 10 inches below average in all of these areas shaded in the yellows and oranges here. We need rain. Surface analysis and forecast charts from the Weather Prediction Center. High pressure building in over Hudson's Bay, Canada, ridging all the way down into the eastern United States. This is absolutely delightful weather, and it's dry. And the rain continues to fall around the Carolinas and parts of Florida and Georgia, and that's continuing through this afternoon and this evening. And high pressure will continue to be in our forecast as it domes and ridges in across the region right into the weekend. And that's going to mean that the precipitation chances are going to be next to none here, and all of the precipitation will remain to our south and west. Now this area of low pressure and a trough access extending north of it basically is going to be setting up around the Carolina coast with an extension to the southern Delmarva, southern New Jersey coastline by Sunday morning. This could bring some more clouds to the area, but most of the rain shield with this will be isolated to our south. There could be some scattered rain showers, again, Millville, Atlantic City, Delmarva region, and south, but for our region, just a northeast to east wind coming in with cooler air, marine coastal influence here as high pressure continues to build over the forecast region into the weekend and moves offshore. Again, this is going to push this out to sea. The ridge axis will remain in control, and pretty much high and dry weather into Monday is forecasted for most of the forecast region. More high pressure builds in across the region or remains so for Tuesday and Wednesday. Here comes another cold front that will be approaching by Wednesday morning, probably very dry at this point, very little in chances of precipitation, and more high pressure building in across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and the northeastern United States, and that remains in place for most of the rest of next week as well. The next 6 to 10 days from the Climate Prediction Center, above normal temperatures, naturally because it's dry, at near normal to below normal precipitation. The next 8 to 14 days taking us out to October 7th, above normal temperatures pretty much everywhere here. This is bone dry. And of course we have below normal chances of precipitation or near normal chances of precipitation over this period. Looks like it's going to be quite dry for quite a while. And of course, meteorology is other atmospheric phenomena outside of just the weather. It's our solar system here, and from WeatherNationTV.com is the total lunar eclipse to coincide with the full-blood supermoon this weekend. And you can get all this information at WeatherNationTV.com and get the countdown to the total lunar eclipse of the full-blood supermoon. UTC time, that's military time. And for the first time in 30 years, you can witness a supermoon in combination with the lunar eclipse late on Saturday. I believe it's September 27th in the U.S. and much of the world. A total lunar eclipse will mask the moon's larger-than-life face. And 24, 25, no, I think that's Sunday, actually. The moon does not make its own light. It reflects light and receives it from the sun. During a lunar eclipse, the moon appears less and less bright as sunlight is blocked by the Earth's shadow. As totally approaches, sunlight reaches the moon indirectly, and it is refracted around its edges of Earth through the Earth's atmosphere. Because of this, almost all colors except red are filtered out, and the eclipsed moon appears reddish or dark brown. The filtering is caused by particles in our atmosphere, and there has been a lot of fires and or volcanic eruptions. Lunar eclipses will appear darker and redder. So you get all this information at weathernationtv.com. So, for everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a fantastic Thursday.